He's the leader of the Red and Black.
Yeah, I always had that aspiration to be a head coach one more time, and this is the last time.
Time to hear from the head coach of the Aztecs. It's the Brady Hoke Report. Driven by Sunroad's Kearney Mesa Subaru. Visit Kearney Mesa Subaru or KearneyMesaSubaru.com. It just makes sense. Minutes from anywhere in San Diego.
Well, it is indeed a pleasure to bring on the coach who, of course, led the Aztecs to the big victory against Colorado State. Coach, good morning and congratulations on the big victory.
Well, thanks, Steve. It was always good to win, and I think our guys did a really good job in their preparation. We started a little bit slow, I think, on both sides of the ball. From a defensive standpoint, we didn't tackle early in the game like we would like to. And to be honest with you, Colorado State was going to try and run the football, more committed to running the football than really anybody else that we faced this year. So, we got to start faster. I think when the offense had the 12-play, 81-yard drive, I think our enthusiasm level went up. And then obviously the special teams, the two returns, the kickoff return by Jordan Bird and Busby's punt return, I think it gave us a lot of energy.
No question, Coach. Can you remember a game either that your team or the opposing team had 290-plus yards returns for touchdowns in the same game?
I really, really can't. And, the guys did a tremendous job, the players, and Deke did a nice job with the plan, but I can't remember being associated with any game that's happened with. And, it was good because we needed those 14 points, obviously, after our defense gave up 17 points in the second quarter.
Coach, Dwayne Johnson Jr. in the postgame presser was smiling his face off when he was asked about what you said at halftime. Can you let us in on what you said at halftime?
You see, you stunned the coach with that question.
Wow,
Coach.
Fletch.
That was amazing right there.
I mean, I thought Coach walked away. Did you offend him, Fletch? What happened there?
I dropped the mic.
Here, we'll go again. Sorry, Coach. Can you hear me now?
There we go.
All right. Dwayne Johnson Jr. smiling his face off in the postgame presser when he was asked about your message at halftime. Can you let us in on what that message was?
Just that, we've worked too hard not to play better, and it was pretty simple, when you don't leverage the football defensively and you don't wrap when you make contact or you're not getting enough pursuit to the football, you're not going to stop the run. And so that was probably the biggest message, and it was delivered appropriately.
Coach Brady Hoke, question. When you're looking for consistency at the quarterback position, obviously there's been some injury there. What's the coach's message to the young quarterbacks and these quarterbacks to get them where you want them to be?
Well, 4 weeks ago, when we started out this thing, or 5, 6 weeks, I don't even know how many weeks it was, but when we named Carson the starter, I called all the quarterbacks in individually and told Jordan Brookshire, I said, Jordan, this thing will come back to you, not knowing if it would or not, but stay motivated, keep learning the system, work like you've been working to this point. And I was real happy to see how he performed. Was it flawless? No. But at the same time, he showed a really, really great toughness to play in the position and did a nice job in the read game, made a couple really good RPO throws that moved the chains. So I'm real proud of what he did on Saturday.
Yeah, I was going to say, Coach, I mean, I know that, well, first of all, you're a tremendous coach. You've been dealt a tough hand this year because of the quarterback position, using obviously Baker and Johnson and Brookshire at that position. And they all have different talents. So what kind of a challenge is that as a head coach where you have to make constant adjustments when it's always that great luxury. You got the quarterback and he's your guy, and that sort of dictates the whole season. But because of the rotation for a variety of reasons at that quarterback spot, how much greater a challenge has that been to keep this team on track?
Well, I think, it's a challenge really offensively for the whole offense because of the tempo of the game, different voices back there, different leadership styles. I think not having Bill Dunkel, not having Dom Gandino, who is one of our best leaders on our football team, I think that made a difference. Not having Greg 100% healthy has made a little bit of difference. And then on top of that, we've are trying to get it right at the quarterback position so that we put a guy out there who's going to be able to do some great things with the ball in their hands and in the passing game.
Coach, you talked about Greg Bell a little bit. What's his status for this week against BYU?
Well, I think, Greg will get better as the week goes on. I think he got better to some degree last week and just didn't feel that he was not 100% because there's not a guy out there playing 100%. This is a physical game. So, we'll just see as we progress through the week.
Coach, I had this conversation a couple of times over the weekend. It's just the friends whose kids are making commitments to colleges. They're in their senior year. They're getting ready to get, which is supposed to be a very significant time in life for the football team with the pandemic. And it, to me, and I asked this question, I know it's probably been asked a lot, but it just seems to change almost on a daily basis. Has this football team been able to just continue to remain focused on what needs to be taken out on the football field?
Yeah, I'm really, really proud of the coaches and how they've handled their positions. I'm really proud of our leadership of the seniors, the guys, that we honored over the weekend. And, you look at it and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but, learning on Zoom, I don't think that's the best way to learn, actual learning face-to-face. And, we've all become more creative because of Zoom probably. But at the same time, when you meet with guys, you want to meet face-to-face. And we want to meet with the offense together. We want to meet with the defense together because you want to, look and have expression with them on technique, fundamentals, how to play the game, what the expectations. And our guys just have done a tremendous job as far as the protocols and everything with the pandemic. And, there's a lot more sacrifices in the world than just what we're doing football-wise. You look at some of these owners of businesses who are getting hit for the third time. It's a luxury for us to be able to play and to do what we're doing. And I give a lot of that goes to San Diego State, our medical staff, President Del Toro, J.D. Wicker, and also, the leadership of our football team. And, we're getting the opportunity to play because we're being very vigilant.
We're talking, of course, to Brady Hoke. He is the coach of the Aztecs, improving to 4-3 on the season with their 29-17 victory over Colorado State. Next up will be BYU. We'll get to that game, Coach, but I want to go back to Greg Bell. There have been so many special running backs over the years at San Diego State, and he was off to a terrific start. How frustrating is it for you that he just wasn't able to completely fulfill all the promise of what could have been an insanely successful season for him personally?
Well, I think number one, for us as coaches, we got to. We're kind of used to these things happening to some degree. I mean, you don't like it. It's the one thing I don't like about football is, there's injuries. It's a physical game, but the injuries that come along with it. But, as far as Greg goes, we've got to keep working with him. He has a lot of talent, and we've seen that. And he needs, to get himself ready to play.
Coach, I want to mention, obviously, normally right now you would be talking to Costa and Judson.
Yeah.
And, of course, your relationship with Costa is legendary as he continues to do bad imitations of you. And, of course, Judson is co-hosted along with Rich your show this year. We're all hurting here. I mean, this was obviously a decision that was way above all of us.
Yeah.
And, they're always our family. We're just filling in. There's no, magic team come in and replace Costa and Richards. That's not what happened here.
Right.
But, I mean, as a football coach, and, I've been in this radio biz for 30 years, so I know about how these things work. Football is one of those sports where, bring your playbook, that type of thing, and it really has nothing to do with performance or anything else. It can just be a numbers game.
Right.
But, I want to give you an opportunity because obviously they found out on Friday after their show, but I'm sure you'd like to say something to Costa and Richards. Hopefully they're listening right now.
Yeah, Mike was one of the first people that I really got to meet in San Diego when we were here the first time around, and he's been nothing but a friend. He's been nothing but extremely professional, very talented, and it just, when I heard the news, it broke my heart. And Judson, I didn't get to know as well, obviously, but, you spend an hour in a week doing the coach's show with him and Rich, and very, very professional and everything, and just a guy that I really have a lot of respect for how he did his job. And we can't wait to see how they end up and where they end up, and I'm sure they're both going to be very very successful at that next stop. And, we'll be listening.
Absolutely. And, of course, when you first met Costa, you were bigger than him, and then the roles were reversed. It's really amazing how that worked, Coach.
Well, you know what, maybe I should get with Mike during this time and see if I can help him a little bit.
Exactly. Well, Coach, I know they love you. We love you. And congratulations again on the nice victory against Colorado State. Just final word, getting ready for BYU. They are obviously coming off a tough loss against Coastal Carolina. What are your thoughts as you prepare this week of preparation for BYU?
Yeah, well, I think, it all starts with, they got some guys who are very mature, older guys who have played a lot of football, who experienced life a little bit in other venues with the missions. But also they've got a quarterback who, he's a Heisman Trophy candidate. I mean, he can throw the ball, can make every throw, runs the offense awfully well. Really having a great year, and kind of a shocker last week in some ways. But Kalani, he'll have them ready, believe me. And they're one of the teams that we don't get to play every year, but they were a Mountain West team. And the first time I was here at San Diego State, and we were played very well last year here at home, and now we go up to Provo, and we got to play probably our best football game.
All right, well, Coach, good luck, and we'll talk to you down the road. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Brady Hoke joining us right there. Visit Sunroad's Kearney Mesa Subaru or KearneyMesaSubaru.com. It just makes sense. Minutes from anywhere in San Diego. Class act all the way. That was a nice win. That wasn't an easy game.